How was that for you out there?
Not great. No, I expected quite a bit more, but yeah, last lap was not fantastic. They asked me also to do a switch change in my final lap, and yeah, the last corner was a lot of oversteer, so that was not great.
Was it your decision to go on the softs in Q2? Would you prefer to have gone onto the super softs like Daniel's done?
The team asked us what we thought was the most comfortable feeling, and I said, well, I prefer the soft, so you know, I had to do a good lap time, and luckily it was good enough, so we'll see what that brings tomorrow.
What about pace tomorrow? You look very good on the race pace. You've got those softs on the car. Is this where you're going to be able to attack the Mercedes? Because today it didn't look like as if you had that pace.
To be honest, you know, they turned it up quite a bit in qualifying, and I didn't expect that. I thought we were closer, so I expect them to be pretty racy in race pace as well.
Max, we obviously know you're frighteningly quick as a racing car, but you know your teammate now has been. Is he teaching you something? Do you look at his overlays and go, okay, well, you know, there's still more to come from Max?
Well, I think always, you know, it's just you know, from P3 onwards, if you get the right balance, then you know, you have a good feeling in qualifying. And I think, you know, from P3 onwards we had a good balance. Otherwise, you're not first in practice. But it just didn't work out in Q3, and you know, sometimes that happens.
Can I just ask you a little bit about, you obviously had a briefing, you've had an informal word, if you like, with Charlie Whiting. Can you tell us what was said in there about the move that you made towards the end of the race in Japan?
Yeah, many people complaining. So yeah, that's the story.
Do you stand by, the way you drive, Max? Do you think that what you're doing is borderline penalisable?
Well, I think it's just a new way of racing. But, you know, I think everybody needs to get used to it. But now they put a rule on it. So, yeah, I mean, we get on with it.
Daniel, great job. Did the lap feel that good?
It was a pretty good lap. I think, you know, it was fairly clean. So I was happy. Yeah, a little bit. I think the last corner a bit messy, whatever. But yeah, when you look at the gaps to Nico and the gap to Max, I couldn't have done better, let's say, or whatever. So yeah, I'm happy with that. Third's nice. We're close to start on the super soft.
Was that your decision? Was that your choice?
Yeah, it was. We talked about it before the session, and Max was more keen to start on the soft, and I was yeah, happy with the super soft. So I think just hopefully it gives me a bit better start and can really get in the mix with the Mercedes guys. And obviously they're going to be fighting each other, but hopefully I can be yeah, another number to their equation.
You're going to be the meat and the sandwich again, aren't you? Basically, out there. So tell me about the start then, because you're on the super softs. You should get a better getaway than the two of them on the softs. I mean, we've seen that before. What's the plan from there on then?
Just ride into the sunset. I'll hopefully put my cowboy hat on and just take off like that, and that'll be a great day.
We saw you on a ranch roping the steer. If you could put one of them in and get ahead, can you win this race tomorrow?
Well, ma'am, I will try to do everything I can to win tomorrow. Yeah, I'll see. My roping skills have done well, so obviously I've got Lewis and Nico in front of me, but those super soft tyres should give me a little bit of a buffer and should make my loop on my rope a little bit wider, so give me a better chance to get them.
Well, the final analysis on the grid is third and fourth, isn't it? So nice work there. I'm interested in the race starting tyres as well, because haven't you given Verstappen the advantage? Did Ricciardo not want to start on the tyre that's going to last him longer in the first stint?
Well, we looked at it, and both drivers, you know, expressed a preference for the tyre that they're starting on. From a team, tactically, it splits your options. It's not obvious which strategy is better. So I think, from a team perspective, I was happy to support it because, you know, it covers both options. And, of course, that tyre is also slightly better, hopefully, for the start as well. So, you know, that could be an opportunity for Daniel at the start of the race.
Yeah, that's true. OK, actually, Max did a good job, actually, you know, considering the deficit, which is almost second, not quite second, more like 7/10, isn't it? Still managing, it was a cracking lap in Q2 to make that strategy work for him.
Absolutely. I mean, you're talking about the deficit between the tyre compounds.
Between the yellow and the red,
yes,
yeah.
Yes, yeah. No, so he did a great job to, you know, to do a time within the 36s that was below the cutoff. So we, you know, we stuck, and then a pretty straightforward qualifying, you know, lining up 2x2, 2 Mercedes, 2 Red Bull, 2 Ferrari. But with that slight different strategy, I don't think we're going to beat Mercedes on the same strategy. So by doing something different, you know, you never know.
Okay. Final question has a complete change of topic, if I can, because this morning we saw that Danny Kvyat, Red Bull driver, is staying with the family. Just explain why you wanted to give him, another chance, if you like, and what that says about Pierre Gasly, who did 3 days testing in your car with the 17 tyres, but you didn't feel that. Why didn't you feel Gasly was appropriate to be promoted to either team?
Well, it's quite simple, really. I mean, Danny Kvyat, he's a good young driver. He's had a tough time this year, and mentally that's been tough for him. He's addressing some of the issues that he had a problem with earlier in the year, and he's finding his confidence again. And at 21 years of age, we felt it right to give him another opportunity in the Toro Rosso against Carlos Sainz, and I think he'll benefit from that. And the clear facts are, obviously we felt that it was better to give Daniel that seat than award it to Pierre at this point, who we still rate very highly. He's still an important part of the team, in conducting important test and development work for us. So, but there's only so many cockpits that we have for our drivers.
Right. Could you find Gasly a cockpit in another team, or do you think he'll just not be in F1 next year?
It's a possibility. I mean, if the right opportunity came up for him, we'd obviously consider releasing him for that if he could dovetail it with some of the work that he's doing for us.